Live again. Music kicking in a second. Alright. So let's see, where did we left off last week and what are we going to do for today? We did a blockout of the character. I'm quite happy with it, though it still has issues. During the week I had one small hangout with a couple of friends and I did a quick pass over the torso, mainly looking at the shoulders, looking at the arm length, and I made some minor adjustments with the move brush. So, I'm sorry, I did a little bit of, like, literally 10 minutes of work off stream. So, trying to see if I can get the silhouette a little bit pushed. If we look at the heroic, like heroic 9 heads body type, then the width of the shoulder is about 2 to 3 heads. I still have it here. Yep. Okay. I wanted to see, okay, transparency. A little bit difficult to see. Turn off ghost, yeah. So just making the shoulders a little bit wider so that they line up with. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3. This is more than 3 now. This is a broad-shouldered character. I think this looks slightly better. Length of the lower arm has been adjusted. I did a little bit of poly paint. And I adjusted the pectoral muscle a little bit. Also, I think I misspoke last week, as I think I said pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, and like pointed at the same muscle. Oh, hey Jade. I think what I should have said is that pectoralis major is the surface muscle, but it consists out of like 2 parts, but it is still considered the same muscle. I have to correct myself on that one. Just woke up. Well, I'm happy that you're here, so welcome on in. And hey Dusk, welcome on in as well. So, literally, like, a couple of move brush nudges. And one thing that I'm also quite bothered by and wanted to fix was I have a tendency to have the bicep and the tricep to, like, go more into the torso. But they do actually connect underneath the deltoid, the shoulder muscle. I need to look better at those connections. Because this will also fix the armpit issue. So, yeah, further refining. I'll continue with this one. Delete this one. Other. Make an incremental save. Two. Because we don't need this subtool anymore. Okay. I looked up a whole bunch more references for the anatomy, and let's see if we can push it further. Last week we had a lot of issues with the leg. Looking at the abdomen, I need to tighten these up. See if I can get that. Get masking and then like really get this to fold more together. So another reason why I like keeping like certain muscle groups split up so that I can mask it easily and then not accidentally touch the shoulder and the back, but just I want to touch the tricep. See what it looks like if I nudge it more like this. Make sure that this remains lined up, that the volume doesn't get away. To get that connection in, like tighter on the shoulder rather than have it just fuse into the torso. Also looking at smudge this a little bit. So this again, your tricep consists out of, we can boil them down into 3 parts. So we have the 2 heads that are sitting at the top. It's like this part, and we also have like a significant amount of tendon here, though currently this tendon far too small. Grabbing the clay brush and just begin to carve that in. Really try to carve that shape in. See intensity. Because, okay, I do like getting all of these brush strokes, but a little less chiseled. So what I do is I like clay buildup or clay tubes. And over here we have a square alpha, so we just blur it a little bit. Now if we start sculpting, a little bit of softer transitions. Being instant on like really carve in that elbow. It's too much. Like I really want to get the elbow landmark in there. Just blend it out a little bit, because even though this character is wearing a jacket in the concept art, I can imagine that this character, like looking at anatomy of other artists and actual pictures of bodybuilders. Hey Mora, welcome back. Yeah, just looking at more references, I'm gonna guess that this character has like, this character does full body workout, so this muscle would be pumped up as well. Let's see. Actually, I have one art piece. Rather, there's just, I have some reference images of the character where the jacket is off. I do have stuff to reference it to. Again, if anyone has any questions about 3D or like just, yeah, questions in general, feel free to ask in the chat. I think I doubled my reference board, so this is also going to be a little bit more scrolling on my part. So I'm looking at the deltoid and a lot more. Very thick tail. Yeah, the volume of the tail, that one's most likely going to change. Mainly because, okay, connecting it all the way to the back, I need to find a better way to transition. Let me focus on the back muscles a little bit, because the unfortunate part of like all of these bodybuilders is they are constantly flexing. But the way that muscles attach to bones, that does not change. So that I can use as reference. Hey, what's up? Welcome on in. Yes, new character. The dragon character X009 from Kuta Nagamori. Full credits up here. I really like their characters. I've made the leopard mercenary in the past, so I thought, hey, what if I just make another one? Because the hyena bard was a Skrungle character again, like thin-bodied. So I thought, okay, we're gonna do a big character again. I'm gonna reduce the embed value. The embed value, again, for those that are new, this is how far your brush is off the surface. So if you have a regular embed, which is a value of 10, you start sculpting on it, like that's how much it gets raised. The more you set it to 0, the subtler it becomes. Whereas if you have it set to 0, it effectively becomes a polishing brush. Now, I'll set it to 5. This is where things become a little bit more... So I feel like I have the lats far too low. Groundsfell, welcome on in. You recognize this dragon? That's good. Yeah, Kuta's an amazing artist. Okay, looking at the distance between the lats and the oblique, I feel like this is too short. Second. Let me look at the 6-pack. Currently I have the 6-pack and it's just... where it's just straight. But looking at the art, and also just anatomy in general, over here you have your rib cage that is like jutting out a little bit. And then effectively if you like have a massive 6-pack, that's a muscle that sits really tight. So I think that this needs to get moved in quite a bit. Again, looking at the art, you definitely see that there is curvature of like, okay, pectoral. Like here we have an apex, and then as it goes down, it has to go in a little bit again. Then at the thighs, it starts going out again. On the, I have a tendency to go all over the body and just, okay, I see something that I don't like and I immediately jump towards it. I'll see if I can be a little bit more like, okay, we're focusing on the arms now, so we remain on the arms. At this line, this needs to be a little bit flatter. Big beefy pecs, yep, that's the art. Smaller. Oh, hey Ritter, welcome on in. Again, I still have issues with like how that rib cage like works. There's so many muscles attaching to it, and the shape I find very difficult. Again, we keep looking at it from the front, but then if we look at it from an angle, be like a little bit more toned down in terms of curvature. Now I've lost the shape. We have like just this amalgamation. That's not what I want. Let's focus on the lower arm volume for a second. I'm looking at this and I don't like how this... So we have this lump and it's... Right around here, you can feel that for yourself. This is where the tendons are rather than muscle. To make sure that that is also at least proper volumes. Even though this character like has a full jacket and we have gloves on it, I do need the volume to be correct, because otherwise I've done this in the past where I made a character but I didn't have the anatomy underneath it done proper, and then you start getting weird volumes. Let's see. This is also connecting in here. And then this bony landmark, this wraps around it. That transition be a little bit smoother. Okay, we go back to the leg, and again, I've been looking up volumes, I've been looking up studies, I've been looking up references, and I think I just have a fundamental issue with the like where the main volumes of the muscle sit. So let me just, I'll work on the duplicate for this one. Off polypaint for a split second. So change material. Because we have this muscle here, but I feel like it's sitting too far to the back. So just quickly chisel that one out. Probably be more around here. There's some internal muscles here. This goes flatter. Out from the back. I can push the side of the head to be more sideward facing rather than frontward facing. see, what was that reference? Is it the sleeveless jacket? No. So the bodysuit underneath, I do believe, is sleeveless. So it would have masked it out real quick. Like the body. The bodysuit is probably something like this. But then the jacket itself has like full sleeves. But yeah, I'm not gonna make that bodysuit until I'm happy with the proportions and just the shapes, because it is a skin tight suit. So if I don't have the muscles in the proper places and then make a skin suit over it, you're gonna notice that there's weird stuff in there. Where was that reference? So far looking good, thank you. I feel like I can make... Yeah, in your upper leg you have 3 muscles sitting really like... They're pushed up against each other. Getting those volumes to look right, I still have a lot of difficulties with it. If anything, I should be doing more leg studies. But we're stubborn and we do it live on Twitch. Just checking what we had and check what we're now. Getting there. In terms of volume, I'm not happy with it yet. ZBrush. That way we are alone together? Yep. If anything, it is also really insightful to just see someone go at it and then just not hit it. Try to figure out, okay, what is it that they did? What is it that I can do better? So especially here in the the side view of the leg. I have what are they called? Echochets? I have several of them, all lined up. All of them are looking slightly different. That is absolutely amazing. I made this one far too bulky. So doing the thing of staying zoomed out and looking at overall proportions. That looks wrong. Legs. Why? I'm gonna follow an echo shade real quick. Oh yeah, sculpting look good. Thank you. Though something in the back of my mind is screaming like, nope, not good enough. Just the volume's not adding up. If anything, I am very critical of my own work. Because I'm looking at the highlights. Can I get something that's like a little bit more... So if we look here, for example, the shin bone creates this really nice highlight. Of like, okay, that's a good plane change. Here, I'm expecting this highlight to be running more here. So if anything, this needs to go more like this then. Like getting a real nice highlight that goes up, more towards the leg. Or towards leg. Great job, Kayan. More towards the knee. So I'm expecting that highlight to be more facing. So this has everything to do with the basic volumes. You know it's serious when I get quiet. Very stylized. Want the leg muscles nice and voluminous? Yeah. The Again, the pelvis area and legs are my weakest spots. It's just like both in execution and in knowledge, or like as in knowing which muscles are in there and how they fit together. Okay, I say that looks better. Let's fix. Okay, so I don't like doing this because I keep hammering on the volumes, but I feel like okay, this now it's good enough for now. So that this area here on the like near the butt isn't entirely working. I do know that there's going to be a pouch over it, so as long as the like this volume is good enough, I say. Say that and then immediately begin checking it. I think we've established this now, like whenever I say A, I will do. Let's see what else. Fixing up. Extra effort came through. Looks really good. Thank you. Small pass over the shins. Emphasize these a little bit. Have this connection be a little bit more defined. As in the really see that these muscles flow into each other. bit again. Still momentarily. Because also I'm looking at the distance of... Like this feels too compressed. Looking at some looking at some references. Where the oblique sits, how the butt connects. This is like a bony landmark. You can feel that one. You can feel that one in the back of your neck. Get a little bit too high. I forgot the name of the bone. I think that's the top one of your spine, or like officially goes into the neck vertebrae. Let's see, posture check. Let's see. We do a pass on the face again. We don't have a whole lot of resolution to work with yet, but I do feel like I can give him a little bit more of an expression already. Or not expression, but like personality. I'll give myself a little bit more resolution. Going from 343 to 900. Eyes needs to be like a bit bigger. Again, I have another concept where Kuta drew like a front and a side view, and then with jaw open and looking up, looking down. I'm looking at the distance between the eye and where the jaw starts. Let's see. the other colors. Color picker. Shuts out. This character has crazy thick eyebrows. Just like where the volume starts, really close to the eye. Where does this character? Yeah, the character should have eyelids. Where it starts going into horns is basically right on top of it. Setting this one back to 10. And sculpting in those volumes. For those who don't know, AccuCurve, I believe we've talked about this several times already in the previous project. Hey Bones, welcome on in. For those who don't know, yeah, at the previous character, if you try to pull out geometry, you get like a little bit of a lumpy shape. If you turn on AccuCurve, everything will become a lot more sharper. So if you have a character with horns, that's a really nice way of dealing with it. Hero Rage, Cheekbone. Looking sick so far? Thank you. I'm glad that people are enjoying them. I hope you're doing well. Let's not hit that button.
This is why Miami is for you.
Let's see, this is characters most. Just woken up. Just working a bit before gym this morning. How am I? I'm also doing well. I had a nice walk today. Turns out it's 35 degrees out here, which is 93 Fahrenheit. I think we're officially entering another heat wave. So yeah, I'm currently sitting with all of the curtains closed, trying to retain as much cold air inside as possible. Yeah, the walk was nice, but then the heat, it's a lot. These temperatures aren't meant for like this country. I remember back in the day when like I'm talking 90s, where if it was at 25 Celsius, that would be a summer day. That's when you would go outside and like sit in the sun. Now 25 is so common. It's scary. So again, catch myself, don't make the eyelids too thin. This character has quite a jawline. Volumes in. Not lose the silhouette. Will you lurking while you work? Alright, cool. Have a good lurk. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. We have some... I don't know how to call this, because I don't want to say it's fat, but there's definitely like some folds going on. I have a... Looking at the bottom of the head. So he definitely has like a jawline that runs here. Some shapes run like this. Oh, that's this connection. Okay, and then this runs to the side. Okay. Okay, I'll work on that transition because currently it's too, like, they're separate. Actually, I guess I can go ahead and fuse these. So, again, because these are separate, they're different topology groups. Look at the colors, these are two different groups, so I can hit Dynamesh all I want. It's not going to fuse. However, if we make them into the same group, now it's going to get. Now it's fused, and now we can work on this transition a bit. So Dynameshing, we have lost a little bit of detail again. Whenever you Dynamesh, do be careful. You will lose detail that you will lose sculpted detail. Get this to be a little bit more. And also, this is something that happens with a lot of anime characters. They have black eyeliners. Let's see if I can push that in. It's too much. This is where I have to do a little bit of thinking, because we have a design that works in 2D. So we have some horns really close to the eyes. But we do want to have this character to be able to blink. So there needs to be a little bit of space where there is actual eyelid before it flows into those horns. Something like this. Have them turn into candle wax. Looking at those apps and they really bother me. Let's see. Where this character, like, this character has a really cool face shape. Hey Marin, welcome on in. Make sure that I really have that carved in. Sorry. Higher. Look at this. Distance between like where the white stops and where the ear begins needs to be slightly larger. They don't collapse. It's getting there. Okay, good shapes. Happy with those. Let's see. We have let's see, 2 line, 1, 2. 3 puppet line. Have these ones be a little bit doing a quick orthographic check. Things aren't working. This is the head. Like you can keep tweaking the head until you're like you can keep tweaking it until the end of time. Do you want to keep the ridge shape in? I also have to check if I don't accidentally give him a concave skull, which is kind of what's going on here. Like, there is still a brain underneath it, and brains need space. So just making sure that it's slightly going outward rather than inward. Without AccuCurve. Or at least not have it be moving inwards. The character does have like a diamond shape top pattern. It's all very angular, so I just need to make sure that the skull isn't going inwards. Also transition here. happens. Ice might actually be good. A little bit of an... Oh, that needs to be set this up. Inwards. Very slight. Do want to make sure that this character also has lower eyelids. Let's work. My stream's always your favorite way to start out Wednesday. Thank you for them. Aw, you're welcome, Aaron. That makes me happy to hear. Let's give these... I still don't know what to call them. Like quills, crowns, subdivided ones. Okay, so rather than subdivide, I'll just insert some poly loops. Just go real far into the body. I'm happy to hear that people are enjoying these streams. Yeah, because that also always makes it a little bit easier for me to then, okay, we keep going. People are enjoying these. People see value in these. Hopefully, people will learn a thing or two from these as well. Hey, Ro, welcome on in. Happy to hear that you're still alive from your internship. I hope it's going well. Still learning a lot. Hurry up. The internships can be quite harsh. Gaining a lot of experience from it? Good. That's the key takeaway part. Now you can take care of the 3D printer by yourself? Nice. Oh, this one is. Rather, it's peeking from underneath. It also appears to be a lot. I'm gonna see. Okay, so I have two polishes down here. One of them is a general polish, the other one is polished by feature. I believe they are still in deformation. Yeah, so you have a regular polish, polished by features. Polish is quite destructive. It will just average out all of the vertices that you have, which is not always what you desire. However, polished by features tries to be a lot more respectful of the shapes that you already have. See if I can ask out the tips that I do want to keep. And polish by features. Ask out the bases, and now if we do polish by features, it's kind of like a heel brush. It'll try to equalize the polygons a little bit more without entirely destroying the shape. Now if we go here, things look a little bit cleaner. Make sure that we keep that silhouette in there. The polish by features, I find it a really useful button to have. Is this where we're gonna have another 2D, 3D battle? Because we have this fin, or just one here in the back. And on the front view, you do see it peeking behind those horns and adding nicely to the silhouette. From the side view, it then immediately gets smooshed away. So that we found a shape that works in 2D, but not in 3D. So we gently make it work from both views. Then I'll opt to have it be more visible from the front. And from the side views, we can lower the base. Polygroups. Line. subdivision, let's do level 4, but we only crease up to level 2. Have that crease create like a little highlight. I feel like these needs to be a little bit thicker. Exit. Welcome on in. Happy to see you. Again. Sculpting's looking good, thank you. So we have ads starting in a little bit, and I should probably get some water. Another collarbone. Here. Because the characters has them. This is where I get pulled off the Twitch, so be it, but this character has nipples. They should probably face outward a little bit. Again, I've seen people place them like forward facing, but they are slightly facing outwards. Facing outwards rather than front facing. Advertisements happening. I'm gonna get a glass of water. I'll be right back. We should be back. Let's see. Made these a little bit too big. Looking at the overall body, the thing that's currently looking most scrungled would be the feet, so let's give that a pass. I rarely sculpt them like entirely because there's always a shoe up top. But let's try it. Or rather, not try it, let's do a pass over them. Because again, we need the volumes to be there. Volumes that are all over the place. Let's see. I'm looking at this and I feel like this volume here is off. Looking at it with a reflective material, you can see a highlight here that should be there. This is something that I tend to do. So with a Damien standard, just carve a line, and then this is where the knuckles are going to be. A bit more planarness to it. So you block out toes together and then cut the gaps later. If necessary, yes. This character... So this is just from a distance, do these feet look like feet, or they kind of eye too big right now? Just, does this look correct? That's question number one. So like I'm looking at the ball of the foot, I'm looking at the ridge, and then I'm looking at the toes. Currently this does not feel balanced. So that's like the first thing that needs to get resolved. And then later on, if it's a character that is like, hey, we need to be able to pose this character like everywhere, so we need individual toes as well. Then later on doing retopology stage, that's when I cut them loose. Like I prefer to do a retopology pass at like 80% of the sculpt. Cut them loose and then sculpt them individually. But if it's like high, the main focus of the character is always going to be here. So everything that's below the belt can be simplified. Okay, then we're going to keep it just like all fused together. Then I don't need to be concerned with, okay, does this need to move in the final product? If the answer is no, then all of that is just going to get fused. Oh yeah. This is not what a foot looks like. Like the volumes are completely off. So the balance is this shape. Like when you stand on your feet, you expect like a nicer curve of like this type of a shape. Of like this is where your feet touch the floor. Looking at this does not look good at all. Again, not a good reason to always check all of your model. Check your model from all angles. And like turn it upside down, check it from all angles. Adjust accordingly. You have a friend who enjoys sculpting hands and feet, so he enjoys spending a lot of time on it. Not you? I mean, my preferences goes to arms, so I tend to spend a lot of time on those. You will always spend more time on the parts that you enjoy. So looking at this looks not good. You all have the parts that we enjoy. down a little bit more. It's like that tendon really connects it back to the foot, and then we have the ball here where there's a lot of gravity and like a lot of weight standing on it. This one needs to be lower. I'm mainly looking at a sculpt that someone else made now. Okay, I think for the volume check, that works. Okay. Let's see, how much do we have? Hour and 10 minutes, cool. So I feel like we're rapidly approaching a point where we're gonna have to start making some decisions, because I do believe that as a quick question on the reference art, it looks like feet are digitized grade. Are you choosing to go plan grade, or is it more or less a placeholder? That is something that I actually wanted to ask Kuta, because looking at the concept, like the character's left foot is raised, but the design of the shoe makes me think that there is a heel to it. And also, if you look at the character's right foot, the strap that like goes over the like something makes me think that this character stands on like plantigrade. But I'll have to double check, because otherwise the shoe design would be different. Well, I'll have to check with Kuta. But for now, oh, hi Deek, welcome on in. 9 months. Hey, that's a stream, baby. Another stream, baby. Oh, welcome on in, Deek. adjust these volumes a little bit. Don't spin me like a lasso, I explode easily. Otherwise, tentatively, I'd like to go to the next step. Start blocking out some of the bodysuit elements. But I will keep it extremely loose. So I will make an incremental save, or rather, make a save. Just to check how far we've gotten. Load the previous version. We've gone from this to this. Nautilus looking fantastic. Hey, thank you, Deke. And the quads are looking good. Nice. So some proportion adjustments. Connections of the arm. I'd say those look better now. Still room for improvement, but I think we have the volumes. Let's see if we can give this guy a bodysuit. A lot of people in here like quads. Nice. Okay, let's see. This character has a bodysuit also eliminated. Let me organize this scene real quick. Because these were the hands that I used for measurements, so we no longer need these. Need head check. This character is broad chested, basically 4 heads wide. No longer need this one. Floor stays. No longer need this one.
In small businesses, telephone communication is still a kind of groping in the dark.
Hello? Who's this?
But now you can overcome all that with the Merlin system from AT&T. It's incredibly easy to use. So if your business isn't running as smoothly as
Having to go to Vaporwave, nice. And Geek, alright. Have fun on the bike. Okay, so let's see for the body. This character has a bodysuit. First things first, duplicate and remove groups diamesh this thing together. So that now all of this is one continuous mesh. Give it a small polish. Now I need leave the bodysuit, leave the arms open for extra mobility. But we do have like a low V-neck, so this needs to go around roughly like this. Then we have like this, I don't know what to call it, but it goes over the back of the neck. Let's see if this is going to work. This I don't want thickness. I'll hit extract, hit accept, and here we have just delete part of the tail. We probably don't want that. So hidden. What mode is that? Precious? Delete hidden. And now we... Again, with the deformation tab, I'll just inflate it by 1. Do make sure that the mask is gone.
So if your business isn't running as
Inflate by 1. And now this character has a bodysuit.
now you can overcome all that with the Merlin system from AT&T. It's incredibly easy.
Bodysuit does not have nipples. This is not the Batman suit. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I'm missing a piece here. No, not the Batman suit. That one Batman suit that had nipples. This ain't it. Because if I do this, then the nipples underneath are gonna poke through. So, okay, cool. We're getting rid of the nipples temporarily. One say bye to the nipples. Nipless. Hey Jano, welcome on in. How was last night, Jano? Like with the weather alarm, is everything good over there? Didn't see a tornado, so he was fine? Okay, that's good to hear. Character, we have our bodysuit. We can see that it has several segments. There's like a brighter core and then some reinforced... I don't know if this is Kevlar. It's sci-fi. It probably has some... I'll just refer to it as like the soft fabric and reinforced fabric. So we have some reinforced fabric at the sides. We also need to have like this neck piece. The neck piece is a cube. So let me go fetch a cube. Rather. Tent, cube. We have a fake cube. Couple of polygons from this. Hidden. Modeler tool. Extrude all polygons, give it thickness. What's going on here? Olive. Here. That's weird. Why isn't this... It's doing something weird with the scaling. Draw size, focal shift. Oh, focal shift, -100. No? Why is my gizmo acting up? I guess we're attending GDQ now. This has never happened before. I'm not quite sure why Make Gizmo is doing this rather than just doing what it's supposed to do and just squish it slightly. So for this, increase polygroups so that we subdivide it and we can see it has increased these edges as well. Entire loop, okay. Subdivision, let's do subdivision 5. Increase level 3. No. I said 3. Just so that we kept like a little bit of the smoothing work. Okay. And now, rather than try to manipulate it by hand, let's see if we can actually just get something good with, say, bent curve. That was immediately breaking. I don't like that. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this piece of geometry because that looks corrupt as hell and I don't want to lose my phone. So I'm just gonna delete that part. The second geometry starts acting weird in my scene, I get rid of it. I've lost too many projects to weird files. Or just weird quirky corrupt geometry. So let's try that again. Cube. Polygons from it that we want. Delete hidden. Extrude the polygons. Still doing weird stuff. I've had this in the past, or at least I've seen this. I've had someone else have this issue where their gizmo was acting up, and it was the focal length that was giving issues from it. I see my focal shifting is currently at 0. Size 1, is that it? It looks like it has a fall off, and it's trying to. Well, I think it's a bug related to that version of ZBrush because you slightly remember running into something like that. Which is weird because this method of just creating a cube like this. Hang on, let me check. Mesh integrity, check. Mesh check completed successfully. Fix mesh. Successful. I don't know why this is being caused. But yeah, I've never seen this before. Oh, let's try it again. So with mirror and curve. Okay, so it thinks the resolution of this thing is vertical rather than horizontal. That's weird. Here, ZBrush. Why are you like this? So the object orientation is weird. Nice. Right, fine. I'll boot up Maya real quick, make a cube, and then export that so it has like no history or weird orientation. Give me a second, as we have encountered one of the many headaches of 3D. So again, I'm getting rid of this message. Enjoy looking at this dragon character in a singlet. If anyone gets weird feelings, I'm not responsible. I cancelled, it's too hot? No. Let's see. Sorry that I'm doing this. I'm literally just creating a cube, giving it subdivision levels. ZBrush. And hang on, we save first, because I smell shenanigans. Okay, that's a big bar. Fine, okay, you win. Rebooting ZBrush. Yes, I think it'll just go black for a second. Give me a second. Okay, there it goes. Just love it when ZBrush doesn't allow you to do basic 3D shapes. Yep. But I've also been in this field for long enough that I'm not bothered by it anymore. I just write it off as a quirk. Reboot. Okay, here we are again. Default project. Load. Now it works. Okay. Okay, yeah. Genuinely, whenever stuff begins to break, reboot your software. It's a tale as old as time. Let's increase. Yes, I would like to subdivide. Increase level 3. Now comes the question, is this thing actually going to think? Let's see, symmetry, yes. Hey, there we go, now it actually works. Curve resolution, let's begin low. Okay, finally, that only took like 10 minutes. Especially in software with a UI made by inhabitants from the 5th dimension. Yes. Okay. Okay, so this is where we... Using this little window of like bend deformers, these are all of your deformers that you also have in things like Maya and Blender. Using using methods such as this really keeps like things like surface tension. And whenever you're doing hard surface elements such as this color, it is really nice to have them rather than try to like manipulate vertex by vertex. Okay, so we have one shape. I increase the curve. I increase the curve resolution, which gives me more control points. Again, I don't know who made this interface system, but so we have a twist, a scale, and also a squeeze. I've already used the scale, now I'm going to use the twist a little bit. Try and get this to fit a little bit more snugly around the neck. This is too big. I want this to like, actually fold around the neck. Design wise, this thing probably, like, again, referring back to the Batman suit, when they had the cowl be actually fused to the body, and who was the actor again? Because they physically could not turn their head. Seeing a color like this is giving me somewhat flashbacks, but we're not changing this design. Just make it look as plausible as possible. So having something like this looks... beef it up a bit, because it's a big guy. Twist it a bit more. That looks nice. Check from the back. Just to fit snugly. Rotate. So people who aren't even on the team anymore. I wonder how many ZBrush developers from like the first wave are still there. Which makes me sad. Because it really sits quite snug. Yes. Okay, let's work with this. So accept. All right, cool. Because again, I'm very purposely like I'm purposely not giving this a lot of vertices. I'm letting the subdivision do all of the heavy lifting. So now when I move one piece, please do it symmetrically. A little development has been done on ZBrush over the last years. A question if anyone's still working on it. Guess someone made Slime Bridge. Yup, we all love Slime Bridge. I can't believe they use that as like one of their most prominent features for like marketing campaigns. I'm not salty about it at all. What are you saying? Anyway. Train of thought, because someone brought up Slime Bridge. Great. Yes. I keep my geometry purposely extremely low, so that when I start making different changes, also like I let the subdivision do all of the heavy lifting. Peak, you're not wrong, but my god, do I cry for ZBrush. I mean, they have added new features. You can now also do retopology in it, I guess. I honestly don't know who would do that. These things cannot clip into the muscles. Squeeze them. We'll have like a very small space in between it, so it's not... Again, on the 2D it looks extremely snug. On 3D I will give it a little bit of breathing room. Okay, what do we want to do next? Let's see. Clean this up a little bit. Hang on. Throwing this one over the Clip Studio, get color code out of it. Color 62. So this is where I'm gonna just very loosely over it. Let me close holes. Modify topology. Just so we have like a solid chunk to work with. Also get rid of this. Sure that doesn't peek through, so we carve this back in. And just with color only, mark in this area. This is where I'm gonna have to start making some artistic calls. Because I imagine that this is like reinforced armor. Have it follow some of the muscles. For example, the tail, I don't think that needs reinforced because it's flexible. Follow this muscle. The rest of the body is... color check. So this all moves. This is the inside of the thigh. We'll probably need like some movement for the butt. Guessing something like this. Damien standard. Road lines. Wait, no, I can show a new brush for this one. Fun fact. If you think that these are all of the brushes that ZBrush has, you are mistaken. If we go to the drop-down menu and we go here to brush, you have a butt ton more. One of the ones that I really like, some of these are custom, don't mind the orb brushes. Or was it slash? Slash 2 is a nice one, because this is a slash button that, or slash brush that goes in and out. So let me demonstrate it on the arm real quick. So if we have just a regular slash, let's see, just Damien standard, you only carve inwards. It's nice for chiseling. But if we have slash 2, without color, you can see that part gets pushed in and the other part gets pushed out. This is really nice for panel looping. And it's also a directional, like going left to right or right to left. It dictates in which area gets raised. So if we embed value is 0, if we lower our intensity and start going over things, for example here, other way around. I love using this brush to make fabrics look more layered on top of each other, rather than just a Damien standard where it just gets carved inward. Using slash 2, really nice for making fabric look elevated, a little bit more intensity to it. You need a blender, you need a brush like this in Blender immediately. Here's the alpha. I'll see if I can send it to you after stream. But it's basically, yeah, it's black and white. Part get pushed in, part get pushed out. Hey, the Brianator. Come on in. Let me turn on lazy mouse. Yes, we're absolutely framing the bottom of this. Let's see. You might just make your own alpha. Go for it. Same with move brush, use snake hook. The glutes. A lot of people really like the glutes, yes. Okay, let's see, and then we'll have one here. Okay, and then this is where I look at it a little bit more critically. This should be a lot more straighter. This is also more hard surface, so this gets flattened out, and for that we'll use H polish. You must lurk and start work. Model is already coming along so well. Keep up the great work like I always do. Oh, thank you, Marin. Have a good day at the office. So this is where I'm now... Okay, so I've done the body block out. And I'm starting on the outfit now. But there will be areas where things don't line up. So I will still be moving things, though ideally not too much. The back. Rather. I do want to have this character to be like, hi, here's the base mesh, here's he in his, like the skin tight suit, and here's one with the jacket. So I do want the anatomy underneath it, like also. Let's see. We have some paneling at the legs. Let's get that in. Again, using the slash brush. Make things look a little bit more elevated. This is just blocking out. Remaining. That makes me sad because now we're getting to the fun parts. Let's see. I need color. Let's see. So I'm just stealing these values off of the reference. This and this is coming. So I'm just trying to follow anatomy curves. This is coming here. Okay, I'm gonna look at the curvature of the pelvis here. See if that lines up. Just blocking things out with color now, rather than committing to geometry. Because I will be sending this, or rather, this is going to go through some feedback rounds. Because there's absolutely things that I'm missing. Just completely blind to, and someone else will point it out and I'll be like, oh yeah, absolutely, the like six-pack being the completely wrong shape, that type of stuff. Yeah, this is just blocking out. Let's see what else have here. These type of clips. Been wondering how I was gonna make these. Okay, so I can just mask it out a little bit. Use the gizmo, draw a line. This is how we get these clips. Gosh, or rather, is my tablet doing funny stuff again? Here. That doesn't make sense. Okay, this one should probably come up a little bit higher. Let's see. Let's add a belt. This again, what is the most basic shape? So this has too many spans. So initialize. Let's see, 4. Yes. Now we just twist it 45 degree. And then let's give it something like 16. Cool. And that's our belt. And I just realized a design thing. Because this character has a belt, but also a huge tail. So how far does that belt actually go, and where does the tail begin? Because okay, let's see. This thing sits roughly on the butt. This is the waist. But the okay. So this is where I have to start thinking of like, what is quote unquote, I don't want to use the word wrong, but what is not working? Because from the 2D, it looks like the tail, it looks like the tail is like coming quite high up from the spine. And also like the just the base of the tail. But this character has a belt, so that tail cannot sit that high. Oops, brother. Something needs to get fixed in 3D. Polish by futures, just to have it heal a little bit. That is sitting way too high because I'm looking at this. So this needs to go down. This character's belt. How would that work? Because even if we were to, let's say, move this tail. Let me quickly detach this tail. Split in. bodysuit. Okay, so let's just remove the tail very quickly, and so we can get rid of this for a second. No, not clip, I just need to hide it. Okay, so just pretend this is fine. So let's say that this character's tail is smaller. What does that look like? Because we need to fix this. So either option 1, we lower the tail, which maybe, but now we have a butt tail. This is really interesting. Solving a problem in 3D you don't necessarily have to worry about in 2D. Yes. Welcome to my life. Oh. This I've had designs where it's like, hi, we want it to look like this, and they legitimately give me like several angles, and it's like, hi, none of these elements actually line up. Like, you made them look cool in 2D, and in 2D they all work, but you're giving me quite a bit of homework to make it work in 3D, which, to be fair, is my job. I like having issues like this. It's just that people can now see, oh yeah, this keeps happening. I've just rule of cool. This character has a huge tail. All right, cool. This character can no longer wear belts. If we have something like this, like, okay, it's a it's a special belt. It's like literally modeled for them. Then maybe we can have something like this. Kind of like what do you call those weightlifter belts that are like really thick on the back for like a lot of support. Also, I'm looking at... Okay, so another reason why I wanted to do this outfit. Because I'm looking at the distances now. Look at... So again, here on the concept. Can I make this slightly bigger for a bit? I need you to look at the distance from the lats to the belt. What we have here in 3D versus what's on the 2D. There's a huge distance missing here, so I mucked up. And then it sits on the hips more. Just, this is also a very important reason of why I want to get this outfit in there as quickly as possible. So how this works. There will be a lot of fixing required later on. That's fine. Count the apps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that works. Yeah, this oblique. Let's see. this bulges out a lot more. Belt. Sits too high. This graphic. So this is now where I gotta fix things. I thought I had them working, but the proportions aren't lining up. Again, and this is why I do everything very loose. Just so I can see, okay, what is currently still wrong, because there's plenty of things wrong with this character. Still gotta fix a lot of them. Let me give him a quick zipper. Far too wide. Smaller. And I'm going to steal a zipper from an insert brush. Just Kingdom Hearts would be proud. Zippers. Hey Dusk, welcome on in. Let's see. Only need this piece. Split hidden parts. Just gotta make sure I don't accidentally delete the wrong thing. And I only need one of these, so Didn't. Alright, cool. Refine the orientation. Oh, hold it. Okay, another little thingy. If you ever end up having a piece of geometry and it's at an angle and you want to reset it back to world orientation, if you have a center line, this can be done. What you can do is hold down Alt. That allows you to like reset your gizmo, and if you drag it, you can also change the orientation. If you drag from one vertex to another, you see it wants to snap. And now if we say reset mesh orientation, now it's flat again, or at least facing forward. And here with position, we set it to 0, which puts it on the world center. And now we can move it into place. Quite a zipper. Let's get it. Okay. Okay, sorry, I got completely distracted from the belt when I'm such an enthusiastic rant about it. Right, the belt. So distance between lats, oblique, it's better now. Want to move it down a bit. I'm looking at this and just going, okay, how on earth would this be? This one's fused. Okay, we're good. Let me get rid of the butt window for a second. Holes. Hidden. Very quickly fixing this. Okay, we'll leave that for now. This is again, this is all just blocking out. I want to see if I can find the proper color. So this character would not have a tail. Where would the belt logistically be? Not logistically, logically. It wouldn't just sit on your butt. It would sit up a little bit. belts tend to sit a little bit more. They have weight to it, and they sit on the hip. If the belt is like this, and where does the tail go? That is a question that we gotta answer. For T-pose, this isn't working. There's more on the origin. This character would be standing in neutral. This. Then it can work. Just slightly squeezing it in here. Yeah, because this is where I'd have to ask Kuta, like, hey, how did you envision this connection? Like, is there, because again, this character's from a world where this dragon is walking around. So if anatomically that tail is like attaching higher on the spine, I would imagine that engineers from that universe would find a way to get belts to fit around those type of tails and body types. Because I'm thinking like a human belt right now, which for this universe doesn't need to be a thing. Like, who knows, maybe there is a patch that like specifically goes over the top of the tail. I'll just have to ask Kuta or come up with a creative solution myself. One of the two, because I'm not a fan of just having jump to clip through each other. It is one of my biggest pet peeves if I see it in video games. If we have, okay, I'll not go on a rant. When you have a large scale production and you have like multiple characters with multiple armor outfits, and there's like the one beast race character that has a tail, but it's wearing all of the human outfits, and the tail just clips through the pants. Really messes. Like, I don't. Why did you do that? Like, you could have, like Final Fantasy 14 does it. They put like little ribbons on the areas where the tail would clip through, so it like hides the clipping and still gives the like the implication of, oh yeah, there is a hole there. Alright. I'll shut myself up now. Okay. Wait. Let me just see if I can make this tail look a little bit more tail-like. Thank you, see. When do you have unwelded vertices in here? ZBrush. Okay, we will not be touching the tail today. I'll fix that some other day. Okay, that did it. Rudder fixed it. sadly up. Okay. Heck, we've hit time. Yeah, it's been 3 hours. Cool. Cool. I say we have good progress. Got the body blocked out. Found a design issue that needs to be addressed. Looking at the concept, I think we did a good job. Have some proportion issues. Nothing that can't be fixed. Okay. So again, let's do a little double check of what we have and where we started. Okay. So I'd say there's good progress. Head got a good pass. Body got another block out. Or rather a refinement. Proportions of the arms and the chest slightly adjusted. Still seeing issues with, let's see, length of the torso. Still plenty of things to fix. But for now, another 3-hour session is done and I think we did a good job. So let me go find someone that we can raid. And we go say hi to them. Let's see who is online and who is doing art. Let's see. Okay, I see Bowie doing 3D, so let's go say hi to Bowie. It's been a while since we said hi to them. Right, raid has been created. So, as always, thank you immensely for watching. I hope that this was fun to watch, educational. We're getting close. Yeah, we're making good progress on this big guy. I'm gonna have to have a chat with some friends based on designs, see what works, see what needs to be changed. If you'd like to see more of me outside of Twitch, you can always check my Blue Sky. Let me fetch a link real quick. You can always find me here. Other than that, thank you immensely for watching, and I will see you again next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Wait, hold on. Great message. Try. we use the happy emotes for this one. So, cozy vibes, I'll see all of you next time. Take care. Bye bye.